Tribe. Good morning, Courtney. Happy What Wesley Say Wednesday. How are you doing?
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Alex. Good morning to the T Tribe. And of course, good morning to Wesley. And it's like you said, Alex, what Wesley say Wednesday. So I hope you got some good things to say, Wesley. How are you doing today, Alex? I'm doing good.
I am doing well. You know when you wake up before your alarm clock, which never happens to me, by the way. Well, I did that today. And I got my coffee in early, so I'm feeling a little energized than I would normally on hump day. Because usually when we get to hump day, it's like, okay, we got to get through the rest of the week. You know what I mean? And I had
Yeah.
a little extra energy today. So I'm feeling good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling very much Celine Dion. I'm alive. I'm hanging in there. Just had some Greek yogurt, just had some coffee, and now it's time to fill up this here mug with the good tea of the day.
Oh, yes. Speaking of the good tea of the day, I mean, have you heard about this Free Britney stuff, the latest development with her mom, Courtney?
With her mom, no.
Okay. Okay, so her mom, get this. She has filed legal documents to be included in all the decisions made about Britney's finances, specifically the trust, which holds most of Britney's multi-million dollar assets. So she filed the documents and she wants to be included as an interested person in all matters pertaining to the trust and any hearings discussing the trust itself. So this is kind of the first time anything has really happened in the kind of trust case itself. I mean, I know we've talked about it a bit on the show before, but like, how do you feel about this whole Free Britney kind of movement that's going on? Because it's all over the internet if you look, you know what I mean? And like everything
Yeah.
comes out daily.
I feel a little sad about it, Alex. Honestly, I feel like Britney needs help, and I get this weird, uneasy feeling that she's not being taken care of the best. You get what I'm saying? I'm hoping that
Yeah.
Sam can just keep a good Selena eye on Britney and just make sure she is being taken care of to the best of the ability that her money will allow. You get what I'm saying? I just don't
Right.
want. It feels like too many hands in the pot. You know what I mean? Too many chefs
Yeah.
in the kitchen. It's too hot in here. Get out. You know what I
I
mean?
know. So I saw that this morning and I was like, do you think that her mother being involved is gonna, help anything? I hope it does, I hope it helps Britney because we want to see her happy as well. But anyway, I just had to touch on that because I feel like every time I open Twitter or Instagram, it's another thing about what's going on with Britney. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Yeah, it's a little somber, but at least we can at least place a little focus on the fact that Britney is seemingly happy and she's still posting. We know that she is alive, even because, there's some celebrities, girl, they go missing and we're like, oh my God, whatever happened to? I said this the other day, Richard Simmons. Y'all, Richard Simmons, I'm not sure if Richard Simmons was found or if he's all right or whatever, but Richard Simmons was missing for a moment. Like, you get what I'm
Right?
saying? We wasn't jazzercising or nothing. We
Yeah.
wasn't sweating in the pies and doing all that. We wasn't doing none of that. So we definitely need to keep an eye on our celebrities, especially those that have invested a lot in us. So I think that it's fair for us to invest the same amount of time into Britney and all of our other celebrities we care about.
Right? And speaking of other celebrities we care about, while I was also scrolling through Twitter, Courtney, I saw that Dancing with the Stars, kind of going back to our story yesterday, they announced Tyra Banks as their new host. Isn't that exciting?
This is the biggest piece of Dancing with the Stars news I've ever heard since Normani being casted. I
Yeah.
literally screamed. I laughed. I thought that it was Alex, what is Dancing with the Stars going to be like with Tyra Banks? Well, I feel like we can do a little bit of a prediction, right? We know that for a fact. Now, I've only seen glimpses, right? I would
Right.
say that Dancing with the Stars could definitely benefit from a little bit of camp. You know what I mean? Tyra's campy. We need sort of
Oh,
that
yeah.
campy comedy. We need that kiki Tyra on the microphone. You
Uh-huh.
better give us your 1,000% energy on the like. Treat it like it's the catwalk. Like there's so many
A
nuances that
little
Tyra has that
sass.
I'm very curious. curious to see that's going to translate with dancing, because it is about, your body, your movement, your flexibility, your rhythm. And I feel like the modeling and the dancing is not so different. And I hope that that's what Tyra brings to the table.
Yeah, and it's amazing because she's also making history. She's going to be the first solo host and also the first Black female host for Dancing with the Stars ever. So this is obviously very, very exciting. And I'm excited to see what she does with the show. And kind of, I guess this is the new creative director I mentioned yesterday. This is some good news here in the morning. I love scrolling Twitter in the morning. I know you're big on Twitter too. Like that's where I get a lot of my news. And for T-Tribe, if you're not on Twitter yet, I don't know what you've been doing with your life, but join Twitter because it's a great way to kind of be updated on everything. You can follow, of course, your favorite celebrities. This is not sponsored. This is just honest truth that I find out a lot of my news through Twitter, right?
Alex, is your Twitter handle on the screen right now? Is that your exact Twitter handle?
Yeah.
Mine is not. So if y'all are looking for me on Twitter, because sometimes I search up the Courtney Revolution indirects and y'all be tagging the wrong, it's not even enough characters. So it's Court Revolution. If you're looking for me, if you want to subscribe to the mass, that's a little bit of info that you need when you log on twitter.com for the tweety birds.
I love that. Well, before we move on into the lowdown of what's going on today on the show, Wesley in the chat is saying smizing with the stars. Yes, God. 100%. You know, Tyra is all about that smize. I love a good smize. So we should have a smize camera.
Oh my God. Alex, let's see, when we get back to the studio and we have what I like to call my beloved Chris Cam. If those of y'all that are still around that remember the Chris Cam, literally the only thing I miss about the studio is, girl, Alex, when I'm ready to give it, I really miss looking into my Chris Cam. You know, when I hit it like this, Leo, make sure you get my Chris Cam, and I look this way, y'all already know I'm really about to give y'all the tea. It might burn your lip a little bit, but you know it's gonna come. Ooh, I miss that. I wish I had another laptop I could look over and just, bam, hit the Chris Cam.
I can't wait to see that, because nothing is better than a good camera angle. Like, if you have a bad camera angle, you might as well not even shoot the shot, because if you don't have the right angle, and we all know the right lighting, we're not going to look good. So I'm here for smizing with the stars, Wesley. But let's break it down what we have on the show today, because we have a lot of tea to spill. Of course, our girl Riri has a new skincare line that she is launching, Fenty Skin. She just announced. I am super excited for that. Huge fan. Then our girl Hailey Bieber is apologizing to a fan about not being nice. I guess this fan posted a viral TikTok kind of rating celebrities on who she thinks is nice and who isn't. We'll get into that story. Then Viola Davis is on Vanity Fair. She graced the cover of the July-August issue. And this made history. It is the first cover shot by a Black photographer. So this is incredible news. I love this story. We'll talk about that. And then Iggy is back. So we know Iggy was trying to be private with this whole baby thing. Well, now she's revealing her son's name on Instagram with the most adorable video of him cooing. We'll get into that. Then Kelly Rowland is sharing her feelings about being overshadowed for a decade, she says, by Beyonce. And we will get into that news because it's pretty interesting. I mean, of course, we've heard snippets here and there, but she really kind of broke it down and got candid with a contestant on The Voice Australia. So we'll get into that. It's some good tea. Then our couples tea of the day, Farrah tea, should I say. John Legend kind of admitted to a cheating past. He spoke with Dax Shepard on his Armchair podcast. T-Tribe, if you haven't listened to the Armchair podcast, it's great. Dax is hilarious. So we will get into that. And then Francesca Ferrara is not going anywhere from Too Hot to Handle. She is back. And get this, she was rumored to be on a date with Vinny from Jersey Shore. So weird news, but kind of makes sense. We'll get into that. And then Drake was spotted in Barbados hanging out with Rihanna's family. Speaking of Rihanna, after her split, she from Hassan Jamil. So we will get into what that all means and kind of give our take on that. And then Kanye, guys, big news, breaking news, is kind of announced that he's no longer going to be in the presidential race just 2 weeks after his announcement of entering the race. Obviously, you know how we feel about that, so we will break that down. And then Ricky Gervais is slamming the Kardashians for embarrassing sponsored posts. So this is kind of some funny news for our Card Jenner Tea Time segment. And then, of course, our OMT story of the day. Real Housewives star Porsha Williams was arrested in Kentucky after she went out there for a peaceful protest seeking justice for Breonna Taylor. And this is some good news. So we got a lot to break down today, Courtney. Are you excited for this tea to spill?
Listen, it is a very wide Wednesday, and we're going to be looking for all of the opinions today because there is a lot to get into. Too hot to handle, girl. Alex, I want them all to go away. Yeah, I need them to. How about this? Let me spin it so that it's not a negative and now it's positive. Shout out to their managers, their teams. Shout out to all of them for doing their job, and a good one, Alex, for keeping their names in the press. Lord, they need a raise. They need several more coins in their treasure chest, more doubloons.
They need I mean, that is an interesting point. I feel like these reality stars, a lot of the time, like whoever does their PR or their publicist, they really do a great job of keeping them relevant. Like, you know what I mean? It's sometimes like celebrities you see come in and out and all of that. Sometimes it's damage control. But with these reality stars, it's like they are at every event. Well, no longer because of everything going on. But as when I was covering red carpets, if you were a D-list reality star, you were at the event, no matter what. So
it's because you're here today, gone tomorrow, Alex. There's some shows that you know what I checked out real quick before we get started. I very, very, very quickly took a glance, and this was even an older season, maybe 2 years old. I did a quick glance at the challenge. You know the challenge on MTV?
Oh yeah.
And I want to say shout out to, I can't remember what season specifically the title. It was in 2018. They had Veronica on the challenge. Now, Alex, I don't know if y'all remember Veronica. Veronica was like when I was like 10 years old watching MTV, like sneaking with the volume down, watching MTV, Real World Las Vegas and all of that. Veronica is up there climbing mountains, up on the cable cords, all of that. Still, you really have to have a strong team to sort of help you create that longevity so that 10, 12 years into your career, MTV is still ringing your phone. I wish I could be a reality star and every 6 months MTV call and go, okay, Courtney, can you come and be the Kiki girl on this show real quick? You ain't got to stay long, but we'll give you $30,000 just to show up. This appearance fee, girl. Some of them get paid $30,000 just to show up and they be gone the next day. Whew. Shout out to reality TV. Y'all are doing it.
They're doing it right. I mean, I'm not throwing shade at them. I mean, they really use their platform for good. I see in the chat, Alante saying Snooki would never or could never be forgotten, period. Honestly, I'm going to say Snooki. I'm obsessed with Snooki. Always have been. She has really, her and JWoww and kind of the whole Jersey Shore cast, let's be real, really benefited off their platform. And, you know, Snooki's a whole new woman. Like, she went from like a mess to like a mother, a respected mother and wife, and just absolutely love her. But we will get into the Jersey Shore later on because it's part of our
Let me pour it.
All right, Courtney, let's pour it up because we got a lot to talk about and we're just getting off on conversation because we are so excited to just talk about reality stars right now. Cheers.
Cheers, girl. Bam.
Cheers. Okay, let's start it off with You Missed It, some of the most interesting stories that may have flown under your radar. Every day, T-Tribe, if you're new here, we gather these news pieces to make sure that you don't miss a thing. We have you covered. So we are going to start off with Rihanna, who has a brand new skincare line, Fenty Skin, which is launching on July 31st. Rihanna revealed that she is coming out with her own skincare line. She took to her Instagram to make the exciting announcement and posted a short video teaser showing herself applying several skincare products, including what appears to be a serum, a foam cleanser, and a sunscreen. We also get a little tease of the packaging, which looks a lot like some of her makeup, clear and pink. She captioned this video, "I'm gonna try my best to be humble about this, but Fenty Skin is coming July 31st exclusively at fentyskin.com. Y'all ain't hear it from me, but you can shop it early if you drop me your email through the link in my bio." So, Courtney, will you try skincare? All I say is my skin has always been flawless, so I will put anything on my face that she tells me to because I think her skin is beautiful. And I absolutely love, I have it on today, her Fenty lip gloss, which is great. It stays on, it's thick, but not too thick. It's beautiful colors. So I know her products are made well. So I'm buying Fenty Skin. What about you, Courtney?
I'm buying it out, period. I'm buying it out. I'm buying it out. And one more time, I'm buying it out. I want to ask the T Tribe, do y'all think that Rihanna's products will be better than Kylie's walnut shell scrub that was giving us the micro tears? Alex, when Kylie, do you remember when Kylie, there was a time where Kylie, and I swear I won't ever bring this up ever again, that's a lie. Kylie literally she was showing us how she washed her face. Totally. And Alex, it was like 0.25. She just dampened the face and was like, took the towel, said, fresh. No. Now, Rihanna stuff, she's going to have my pores going, ah! So I'm very ready. Take my money, all of it. Taxes complete. Take the refund, bad gal. Where's the album?
Exactly. Where is the album? Wendy in the chat is saying, I trust Riri more, and I like Kylie, LOL.
Fair.
You know? I think that this is going to be a good product. I'm very, very excited for it. So as we mentioned, it's launching on July 31st. You guys can pre-order it if you want, T-Tribe, if you're interested. But definitely when it comes out, we'll try it and we'll let you know. We'll report back. Well, speaking of, but before we get into that, actually, when do you think we're going to get her album? Like, when is that coming out?
It must be coming this fall or something, or maybe top of next year. Maybe Rihanna wants to do something that involves the fans a lot, and maybe that is why she's still been pretty mum on the album. Imagine if Rihanna literally, if all this time and all of these stories we've heard about Rihanna in the album are just not true, and she's actually just like, I'm not working on any music. Get over it. Could you imagine that, Alex? I would lose it. I think my eyes would fall out of my head. I would be so disappointed.
Totally. Totally. I know. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait until fall, but we need it. I mean, we need some new music, like some new Rihanna music to be exact. But speaking of fans and waiting for something, listen to this. Hailey Bieber is apologizing to a fan who's waiting for kind of an apology. A TikTok user named @JuliaCarolAnn posted a video that went viral rating her experiences with various celebrities in a New York City restaurant. So I guess she is a hostess at this restaurant. She went down the list. She talked about, here we see Cameron Dallas. She talked about the Hadid sisters. She talked about Kylie. We'll get into that. And she talked about Hailey, saying that Hailey was not nice at all. And she really wanted to like her, but she wasn't nice. So Hailey came across this. Of course, I'm sure all her fans tagged her in this, saying, just came across this video. She commented on this. Just came across this video and wanted to say, sorry if I've ever given you bad values or a bad attitude. That's not ever my intention. She then went on to say, hate hearing that was your experience with me, but glad you called me out so I can do better. Hopefully we meet again so I can apologize in person. So
I want to ask the T-Tribe something, Alex, before you even continue, because I already know how this is going. T-Tribe, let me ask y'all something. If Hailey would not have said anything, is that okay? And if you don't accept her apology because she got called out, can you explain to me in the chat why? And Alex, I want to ask you, what would you do if you were Hailey, if you were scrolling on TikTok for hour 3 and you came upon this video, what would your first reaction be?
My first reaction would be, which is, so I was going to bring this right back to you. I would probably apologize more privately. I don't know if I would leave a public comment like that, because at the end of the day, the point to get across is to apologize to the person you hurt. I don't think everyone else has to be involved, but as a public figure, on the other side of that, maybe she just wanted to clear her name. So I understand why Hailey did that. What would you do? Would you apologize privately, or would you comment publicly?
I think that I would do what you said. I think I would, I believe that I would message the person privately, but then I would post a screenshot, because that person, even the way that I say, don't text people dumb stuff because screenshots exist, I would say message it to her privately and wait to see if that person even says anything about it. And if someone comes to you with the mess, boom, I messaged her. Bam, I handled it privately. Bam. Number 3, I'm an adult. That's why I did that. Bam. See?
Right.
That it appears Hailey, once again, like I've said in the past, is trying to make a spectacle out of herself, even though she might really just feel like she was doing the right thing.
Right. Now, my question to you and to the T Tribe, guys, do you think Hailey Bieber seems like a mean person? Like, does she come across mean?
Yes.
You think she comes across mean?
Yeah.
In my experience of things I've seen, I think she comes off a little cold. I don't know if that's her intention. I think she's a little shy. But I think from what I've seen watching like their Facebook Watch show and stuff, she seems to really love Justin, and she's a good support system for him. So I like that kind of aspect of it. But I don't know. He tried. Oh, okay. People are upset. They think she's
girl. You know where you are all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You realize where you was.
Listen, everyone.
Alex, I was pointing to you this way, Alex. The reason why, and I can't speak for them, meaning the T Tribe. Hey, good morning.
Yeah.
The reason why sometimes I feel a little bit, I used to feel indifferent. I didn't even know who Hailey Bieber was before she dated Shawn Mendes with the ugly gold dress and she showed up at whatever that was 50 million years ago. The thing that bothers me about Hailey Bieber is this, Alex, and they've heard me say this before, is like, you're the stan who got the idol, right? We knew she was a believer. She was a Jelena shipper. She was all of those things, right? You got the idol. The people that are obsessed with Selena and Justin still being together, constantly harassing you, berating you in your comments, trolling. Girl, you don't have to roll around in the mud with the piggies, because, girl, you're the queen of the barn. You get what I'm saying? At the end of the day, nothing that they, Selena, you or I, nothing that we can say can change the fact that at the end of the day, y'all, Justin chose her. Y'all have heard me say this a million times. He chose her. So it's like stuff like that, girl. I think even in a different dimension, I might have even let that roll off my back, because that person that uploaded that TikTok could have just been a believer that's upset that she married him. And maybe she came off to Hailey a certain type of way, and Hailey's response was cold, like you said. So, I mean, sometimes, like Sheila is saying, she comes across like she's playing the victim. Sometimes Hailey actually is the victim. But I feel like sometimes there are immature people that refuse to see that. There are some people that are committed to hating Hailey no matter what good she does. And I feel like sometimes I'm able to see the good, like, y'all, she ain't do nothing wrong here. You get what I'm saying?
Totally. I also think that it wasn't just specifically about Hailey. She kind of put in a bunch of celebrities, the fan did, in the TikTok. So I think maybe that kind of put a little fire under Hailey's feet to respond, because it's like, hey, I'm being compared. And she said the Hadid sisters are the nicest people she's ever met. They were nice to all the staff there and all of that. So I think being in that same TikTok where people that you are friends with, she was just seen, of course, with Bella, coming off as super nice. No one wants to hear, I would not want to hear like, oh, well, Alex's friend was nice, but she was, you know, a jerk. Like, so maybe that kind of forced her into responding.
I wish that Hailey wouldn't have commented on, you said it was the Hadids, because anybody, I know firsthand people that are very, very, very nice to me, but they treat the fans and they treat food service workers and everyone else like garbage. So I feel like if you're a celebrity saying that about another celebrity, then it's like, okay. Versus you being like, oh my God, I bumped into Hailey Bieber at the Grove, and oh my God, y'all, she was so nice. I even asked her about Justin. I asked her if she wanted Selena to get out the restaurant, everything. She told me everything. You see how it's different versus you or I being like, those people at Hollywood Life, like, they're so nice. Like, it's different because we're all on the same level. You get what I mean, T-Tribe, when I say that? It's a little bit different.
Yeah. Also, something I want to note, she talked about Kylie in this as well, the fan. And the fan said that Kylie wasn't very nice. And also, she tipped $20 on a $500 bill. So the hostess was, said that she was very upset about that. She called out everyone in this. T-Tribe, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. I watched the whole thing, and obviously, interesting. But like Alex, you said, it's effective.
That stressed me out. Before we move into the next story, like, I want to ask this question to the T-Tribe and the After Watchers specifically, and then, girl, I can $20. Do y'all tip at restaurants if the service is good? Even if the service is and up, do you tip to the T-Tribe and Wesley also? I have a lot of feelings on that. I just want to gauge how y'all feel about it.
Yes. Let us know. I know I tip. I always tip. I think these people are working hard. If there's an issue, if someone, you never know. Someone could be having a bad day. Someone could be new. You never know who's actually serving you. If there's an issue, you know what? You let the management know. I think that, not to be a narc, but there are steps in kind of letting someone that didn't do their job well be taught, to do it well. Yeah. But I still think at the end of the day, they come in here to work hard and make money every single day. So you have to respect that, at least in my opinion.
I see y'all in the chat, and I love those responses, and I loved your response as well, Alex. I feel the same way. I feel like if the service is great, pay for that service. Well, I'll say this. I've been in situations where the service was phenomenal, and I've been with a group and one person doesn't want to tip. And Alex, I feel so embarrassing because it's just a struggle. If you've never worked in retail or you never worked in food service before, y'all, it is the struggle to literally be someone for about 45 minutes to an hour. So even if you don't tip, just consider.
Yes.
That's what I'll leave y'all with.
In Europe, they don't tip.
And I'm staying here or going to New Zealand.
Wanted to throw that out there if we have any Europeans visiting us this morning. But yeah, it's part of what they do. Okay, before we get into it, because we're making history in this next story. Let's do a little 5, 6, 7, 8.
Miss Mika, nice to meet ya. Miss Mika, she on fleeka. Miss Mika, she loves the tea ya. And we see ya, Miss Mika. Go Mika, go Mika, go Mika. Happy, what Wesley say? To Mika.
Yes. Happy What Wesley Say Wednesday. All right, Wesley, we have to hear all your thoughts on this next story. Viola Davis is making history, gracing the cover of Vanity Fair, which is the first cover shot by a Black photographer. So Viola is looking absolutely beautiful in these photos, and the cover made history. So the Black photographer is named Dario Calmesi. He did shoot a previous feature for the magazine of Billy Porter, but he described his concept. This is really, really cool. It was a recreation of Louis Agassi's slave portraits taken in the 1800s, saying, quote, "This image reclaims the narrative, transmuting the white gaze on Black suffering into the Black gaze of grace, elegance, and beauty." Super, super powerful. This is amazing. And then in an accompanying interview, Viola discusses systemic racism, protest, diversity in Hollywood, as well as challenges of being a Black actress in the entertainment industry. So As we know, Viola has made her own history. In 2015, she became the first Black woman to ever win an Emmy for a lead actress in a drama role for, of course, How to Get Away with Murder. She also, 2 years later, won an Oscar for her supporting role in Fences, which she also earned a Tony for. So now she wants to use her platform to help young Black actors and actresses garner the same success she has with her own production company. So she created a production company called Juvie Productions, which is awesome. Love all this news. And then she also mentioned in this interview that she's no stranger to protests, saying, quote, "My entire life has been a protest. My production company is my protest. Me not wearing a wig at the Oscars in 2012 was my protest. It is a part of my voice, just like introducing myself to you and saying, hello, my name is Viola Davis." So my first question to you, Courtney, and the T Tribe, are you shocked that this is Vanity Fair's first cover shot by a Black photographer? I know I was a little kind of shocked because Vanity Fair magazine is known to be cutting edge. It's known for its striking covers. It's known for its, beautiful photo features. What's hot in pop culture? It's revelations. It's scandals. It kind of is like more than a magazine, so to speak, in that way. Like Rolling Stone also does a great job at that, and we know some of the other covers, or I'm sorry, magazines do that as well, but this is one of them. So this was a little shocking to me. What do you think?
It was very shocking to me as well, but I'm not surprised. People, brands, publications, y'all don't use y'all Black people, workers, creators, employees to the best of your ability. And I feel like when a lot of times, especially in the past, when Black people are being used, they're used as props, or they're being used as an object to sort of get in front of potentially a diversity scandal. You get what I'm saying? Shout out to Viola for being on the cover. She looks fantastic. She looks phenomenal. I think Wesley said in the chat that she's a goddess, and I agree. I want to be honest. I have a confession, y'all. Are y'all ready for my confessions? No thick and juicy Usher real quick.
Yes.
When we did the story recently on Simone, I believe it was, something I definitely held back because I just didn't want to get dragged. Yes, I definitely have those moments. Was I thought that although she is beautiful, I thought the photos were awful. Because I feel like the lighting was off. And it was something that I never really thought about, Alex, until I started to watch Issa Rae's Insecure. You guys know Insecure on HBO. And if you haven't seen it yet, it's 4 seasons, y'all, and y'all need to get into that. And it's all Black people for the most part. And you really sort of start to hone in on different techniques that you can use to really, truly showcase how beautiful this melanin chocolate skin is. So I'm very proud that this moment happened on the cover for Vanity Fair. We need more moments, and not just a one-off, and not just in February too.
Yes. I just want to clarify the recreation was of Louis Agassiz. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly originally. And I just wanted to put that out there because pronouncing people's names correctly is important, as we learned yesterday. Tamar Braxton. Now it's ingrained in my head, but I hate that because even in conversation, I've done that before, we talked about. And when it's wrong, you just can't get it right. But I'm going to get it right now because it's important.
Yes.
Okay, let's get into some names, because speaking of names, Iggy reveals her new son's name and introduces him in a precious Instagram video of him cooing. This is so cute. So Iggy previously claimed she wanted to keep her newborn son private, which we reported about, but she just made a huge reveal to fans, sharing his name and the sound of his voice on Instagram. So in an audio post to her Instagram account, Iggy used her first real name, Amethyst, which I don't know if you knew that, Courtney, but I just learned that. And then next to it was her son's name, which is Onyx. So,
baby boy, you gonna say something to me?
So that's the video. Super cute. Love to see that in your feed as we see some stuff we could do without. But listen to this. First off, did you know Iggy's name was Amethyst, Courtney?
Yes, I hope, Alex. I'm realizing that this is a thing I might not have ever explained on the show. Whenever we talk about Iggy Azalea, which is I feel like kind of rare and few and far between, I always call her Amethyst Kelly, or I'll say, "Oh, poor Amethyst." I've even said, I think I might have even, and this was not shade, it's just an awful nickname. I even called her Kangaroo Kelly at one time, Amethyst Kelly. So now y'all realize that I'm not just like miscalling her name. Her name actually is Amethyst. So now we know. Thanks, Alex. Because sometimes I don't be explaining stuff.
Yes, no. I'm happy you knew that. This was news to me, so it was interesting to learn. But listen to this, Courtney. So not to get all spiritual or weird on you, but I Googled amethyst and onyx because I have that much time on my hands for fun. And I learned that this crystal pairing is advised for people going through changes in life. And the two stones together is your intuitive vibrations in the mind and help you understand right from wrong. So black onyx gives stability to the ground, where amethyst connects the body to a higher realm. So this is obviously a big change in Iggy's life. Could that be why she named him Onyx? I know we're getting a little weird and spiritual, but sounds right.
I love it. I love that meaning, especially because she's his mother. That's random. We just got back in the studio like 2 days ago, girl. But he does great visuals. So, girl, we are waiting on the music videos. Bam.
Yes. So anyway, this is all just speculation, but a little fun fact to let you guys know. And then if that makes absolutely no sense to you at all, Onyx is also a hip hop group from Queens from the 1980s. So maybe that's what she named the baby after. Tribe, let me know what you think about it. But here we are. I'm just bringing you a little trivia for your What Wesley Say Wednesday.
Wesley said a name suggestion for her daughter is Emerald. And shout out to you, Wesley, as always, because Emerald is my birthstone.
I was just going to ask you. Emerald's your birthstone?
Yeah. So I love that. Bam.
You're May. May?
Yes. Cinco de Mayo, girl.
Oh, fun.
That's why I love tequila.
I love it. My sister is May 16th, so she's an emerald also. I'm a garnet, which is like a poor man's ruby. No, Alex. Let me tell you where you belong, right? You need to watch Steven Universe because the boys and girls of the world love garnet. See, you got lucky. Okay.
Listen, everybody loves garnet. Period. Don't say that. Don't be looking down on garnet.
Let me just tell you, I could never find it anywhere, and yes, and my sister was an emerald, so it was, she could find it everywhere. My brother is a sapphire, so those are like, pretty strong precious stones. And then I guess garnet is cool. So thank you for letting me know.
Garnet's cool AF. Shout out to all the garnet boys and girls. Girl, diamond. We're gonna put pressure on you, girl. Bam! Diamond, girl. Exactly. Oh, you trying to be Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, girl? You trying to hold up your diamond, girl?
Oh yeah. T5, let us know in the chat what your birthstone is, because we are just talking about random things today. But something that is not random is Kelly Rowland sharing her feelings about being overshadowed, describing the decade working with Beyonce. So basically, Kelly Rowland is revealing how difficult it was to step out from Beyonce's shadow as her Destiny's Child bandmate. Kelly felt that no matter what she did, she felt like she was always getting compared to Beyonce. So Kelly opened up about her feelings to The Voice Australia contestant Chris Sebastian, who said he struggled with comparing himself to his brother who won the first season. So Kelly said this, quote, "I know this feeling. Can you imagine what it's like being in a group with Beyonce? I would just torture myself in my head, like, I can't wear this dress because they're going to say it's like B, or I can't have a song like that because it sounds too much like B. They're going to compare anyways." She went on to say that it was always like an elephant in the room for an entire decade. So Courtney, can you imagine what it's like being in a group with a breakout superstar like Beyonce or a Justin Timberlake or, you know, a Michael Jackson from Jackson 5, you know, not that I mean, I guess there was Janet. There are a few breakouts, but you know what I'm saying. I know that artists, siblings, friends, even colleagues go through this. This is a very relatable kind of moment. What do you feel about this, Courtney?
First of all, I want to say shout out to Kelly Rowland because Kelly Rowland, in my opinion, doesn't get her flowers enough. Extremely aggressively talented woman. Funny, bright, insightful.
Oh, yeah.
But y'all can do y'all homework on that. One thing that I really have always appreciated about Kelly Rowland and Beyonce's relationship, period, is the fact that they have always consistently supported each other. Beyonce comes out with something, you can go right on Kelly's Instagram and see her being like, going by Beyonce's blah, blah, blah. When Kelly dropped something, the coffee song, then Beyonce was like, make sure y'all go and listen to that. So it really doesn't matter about all of the outside noise as long as the two of them keep their relationship sort of intact. I just wish that people wouldn't always think of Beyonce when they think of Kelly Rowland, because when I think of Kelly Rowland, girl, and shout out to the gays, when I think of Kelly Rowland, I think of from here on out, I'll be your commander. Oh my God, y'all, when I tell y'all, whew, I was in them clubs in New York City, girl. Shout out to R.I.P. In New York City, y'all. I was turning it, girl. Yes, Perez Hilton over in the corner, sipping a little drink, girl. Dance floor, the Kelly Rowland, me and my girl. Shout out to Kelly Rowland. I hope that she can give us another project that stands the test of time that people will appreciate as well. I want to say shout out to Fearless Beauty Queen. She says, you guys make me so happy. I had to shut down my hair salon again. So glad to have you guys to put a smile on my face. Shout out to you, Fearless Beauty Queen. Hopefully this whole entire situation with the crisis can pass sooner than later so that you can reopen your salon and get back to getting those coins you deserve. Exactly. Shout out to everyone that is going to be working from home again. We're thinking.
Yeah, shout out to Fearless Beauty Queen. But on that Kelly Rowland note, she is a queen. I actually interviewed her, had the chance to interview her at X Factor, and she did a hilarious, I asked her to do a Simon Cowell impression for me, and it was like the cutest moment. She is a star in herself, and she doesn't, like you said, she deserves more credit because she's super talented, she's kind, she has a gentle soul. You just got a great vibe, at least I did when I interviewed her, so I had a great experience with her as well. So, but like you said, we wish her the best because she is her own queen in herself, and we love to see it. But let's get into some couples news, because as we know, there's always another celebrity couple making up, breaking up. And if you're new here, every day we love to break down the celebrity couples that may need some therapy, not doing so well. So speaking of the first couple, John Legend is our first story. He basically admits that he was cheating in the past, but Chrissy Teigen has made him a changed man. So John went on Dax Shepard's Armchair podcast, and Dax brought up John's past of cheating. And John told Dax, I think what happened to me, you go through a lot of your life in your teens, and I was younger than everybody in high school and college, and so I just didn't get a lot of girls. When I started to get that attention, I loved it. I escaped technically cheating by keeping my relationship ill-defined. But it was really cheating. I definitely was dishonest and selfish. So then he went on to say that Chrissy changed him, saying, quote, at a certain point, you just realize you're happier being honest. You're happier being faithful and being in love with one person. At a certain point, I just decided that person was Chrissy. I decided I wasn't going to mess with somebody else anymore. So, Courtney, what do you think about this news? Do you think once a cheater, always a cheater? Or do you think men or women have the potential to change with the right person or with growth? I'll say that I used to believe in the first, once a cheater, always a cheater. I mean, I was very stern about that. However, as I've gotten older, I've seen firsthand people change for the right person, or honestly just change for themselves. They grew up and they realized that is not something I want to be a part of, kind of what John mentioned here, and realized that he just wanted to be honest and give love to one person. How do you feel about that, Courtney?
I always go by this, Alex, and this is what I tell my friends. If somebody wants to do it for you, they will do it for you. And if they don't want to do it for you, they're not going to do it for you. And you should not be upset when you see them doing it with somebody else. You get what I'm saying? So I disagree with the first statement because you can be with someone and cheat on someone and be like, well, and then you meet someone and it is like, oh my God, my world would be obliterated if I lost this person. I want to foster this relationship. I want to water these plants. I want to feed the pets. I want to just take care of this. And so I'm glad that John found Chrissy, that they found each other. You get what I'm saying? So that they can grow up a little bit. Sometimes it takes that person to sort of promote that growth within.
Totally. But if my boyfriend's watching, if you cheat on me, there's no second chance. Let's just say that.
Period.
Just kidding. But anyway, this was a beautiful story. Obviously, they have a very, very honest relationship, and it was just cool to see. There is potential that someone can change you for love if you believe in that. But Bella in the chat, Chrissy being dragged on Twitter, that's a whole other tea. That is a whole other tea, and we don't have time to get into that. But if you're following that story, let us know your thoughts in the chat, because we have to get into our next couple therapy. Vinny Guadino, is that how you say it? From Jersey Shore, sparks rumors with Francesca Ferrara. So goodbye, Tana. Hello, Vinny. Francesca's love life just can't get out of the press. Over the weekend, the two were spotted at an NYC restaurant in photos obtained by Daily Mail. They appeared to be enjoying each other's company and looked like smitten. In one image, Francesca leaned over to see something on Vinny's phone. They seemed to be giggling. There's a lot of flirting going on. This doesn't come as a surprise because the two have been flirting on Instagram. What do you think of this couple, Courtney? Francesca is Italian, so it does work. I'm just going to say, as a Jersey Shore fan, Vinny is definitely one of the only ones I would consider dating. He's hilarious. He's got game. He loves his mom. He's a nice Italian boy, you know? So, and he also has a similar goofy personality to Harry. So, who is Francesca's, of course, you know, ex-boyfriend from Too Hot to Handle. So, what do you think about this, Courtney? You laughing at something?
I just want to read Wesley. Wesley said, Francesca is for the morning tea what Fetch is for Mean Girls. Francesca, stop trying to make anything happen. Period. The show is over. Give us the podcast. Give us a book in the middle of next year and call it quits, sis. I don't feel anything about them. However, I'm very happy for Vinny because I love him. I love the entire Jersey Shore cast. And I feel like as long as Francesca can get along with his family, it'll be fine. Because you're not dating Vinny, you dating the big Italian family. So get ready for all those meals and pasta salads and the good eats. Little ziti moment.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're making me hungry. Well, Vinny's G. Stick at Vinny G because it's a mouthful and I'm Italian. So you know what? I think this could work. I know from watching the show, I see you guys in the chat, the dating show with Pauly D. Alante said they basically ruined Vinny's show by telling us he ends up with nobody at the end of his dating show. Well, now we know who maybe he ended up with. Francesca is obviously his type. So we'll just see what happens. Or we won't. Maybe it'll be a new person next week. But
maybe the managers are keeping right now and they're trying to get a show out. You know, my big fat Italian family coming this fall. Bam. And she's going to get pregnant by next April. Watch.
Yes. Well, speaking of no new people, Drake was spotted with Rihanna's family in Barbados. Of course, after her split from Hassan Jamil. So Drake was spotted in Barbados in a series of new pics posted to Twitter. In the images, Drake posed for the photos, and he even embraced Rihanna's brother. Here's the photos. Photos were taken on Rihanna's childhood street, or at the home on her childhood street, which was dubbed Rihanna Drive in 2017. So Is Drake trying to work his way back into Rihanna's heart? I'm just going to say that spending quality time with the family would definitely help, anything work a way into anyone's heart if family is very important to them. I think Rihanna is kind of always the one who got away to Drake. Like is this ever going to really happen?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I want to say shout out to Drake because I do love Drake. Also, Degrassi is like making some weird viral comeback online. So I love that we're talking about Drake right now. But I mean, of course, my number one question is, of course, well, you're hanging out with Rihanna's family. Where's Rihanna? But I have to be mature and remember that they are friends. And we don't know the extent of that friendship. He could have been hanging out with the family back when they were friendly and he's just checking up on them. Like any good friend, whether they're in contact or not, would. If me and my best friend fell out, I would still call her mom on her birthday and be like, what's up, girl? Happy birthday. So I don't know. I don't see romance, but I see friendship. Is that weird to say?
It is, but like you want it to happen. At least I do. I want it to happen. So I know. Wesley is saying the street should have been named Rihanna Shut Up and Drive. Good one.
Period. Yes.
Shut up and drive. True Gucci in the chat is saying an entanglement. This is an entanglement that never goes away. Let us know in the chat if you want. Yes. Let us know in the chat if you want to see Drake and Rihanna together, because we got to know. But let's move on to some Kar Jenner news because we can't explain it, but we know it's true. The Kar Jenner clan fascinates everyone, whether you love them or not. And there are so many of them now that there's always news. It never stops. So if you're new here, we're going to bring you all of the biggest news of the day from the Kar Jenner family. So Courtney, take it away.
Alrighty, you guys, if you're ready for all of the tea from behind the Kar Jenner gates, be sure to turn your volumes all the way down for Kar Jenner Tea Time! Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just myself.
Yes. Okay, let's kick it off with this breaking Kanye news. Kanye West has dropped out of the presidential race, allegedly. He hasn't made an announcement yet. He may have by the time we're done with the tea, but at this point, Kanye West has reportedly decided to call it quits on his run in the 2020 presidential election, less than 2 weeks after he first marked his entrance into the race. So according to The Intelligencer, Kanye hired campaign staff who were looking into getting his name listed as a third-party candidate in Florida and several other states, but the team has now reportedly been told the bid is off. So I guess they were too late. And then Steve Kramer, an election strategist, was hired by Kanye to focus on getting his name on the ballot in Florida and South Carolina and southern states, like we said. But he also told the publication that he's out. So do we think Kanye will be back for another run? Do we think this was just another Kanye being Kanye moment? Personally, I think he'll move on to a new challenge as he does. Although the family was willing to support him, which we've seen in some reports, it's obvious the family didn't really take this seriously either. So why should we?
Tina is saying, I really wish we never had this at all. Kanye needs help, not publicity. And Alex, that's the most short-winded way I could say how I felt. That's exactly, Tina, mwah, chef's kiss to you, because that is exactly how I feel. I really wish we never had this at all. Kanye needs help and not publicity. Didn't I tell y'all to stay focused? It's not to be mean. It's not because I hate Kanye. It's just because we know that Kanye needs help. So stay focused on making sure that you registered to vote. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. So we hope that he has the time now, kind of dropping out of this race, so to speak, to focus on his mental health or anything else he needs to focus on, because now he can really get serious and we can stop talking about it in the morning tea because it's no longer news. But what is news is Ricky Gervais slamming the Kardashians for embarrassing sponsored posts. So Ricky is calling out the Kardashians and other celebrities for accepting huge amounts of money in return for sharing sponsored posts on social media. Ricky voiced his opinions in a live Periscope broadcast, revealing he has also been offered mental money, he calls it, to promote products online, saying, quote, I get these offers to do endorsed tweets, and I had heard about it. I know the Kardashians get something like $20,000 for one post. They could just be sitting on a bench while holding a chocolate bar, and I've also been offered that sort of thing. Ricky insists that stars should consider donating their fees to charity instead of pocketing thousands for a single photo. Do you agree with Ricky's statements? I know Cameo, those T-Trat, if you're not familiar, it's like a celebrity shout-out app, has started allowing celebs to give their profit to charity. I think we should see more of this. I think it's a great idea. What do you think, Courtney?
I just want to take a moment and promo myself since you activated my trap card that you didn't know was my trap card, Alex. So I have a Cameo that I don't use, but like if y'all ever wanted me to say like a special message or like give y'all like a fake little prediction, I definitely do that. Just search up my name on Cameo. I disagree with Ricky. I think that Ricky in this particular instance should mind his business, because if businesses are willing to pay, let them pay. If those businesses wanted to donate the money to charity, then they would and could do that. I know that we definitely do this during this segment of the Kar Jenners, but it's so weird to hear like other celebrities caring about the pockets of other celebrities. Ricky, if you're donating money, worry about you donating money. Kim has donated money. Kylie has shut down an entire factory to develop, to put out hand sanitizers, and she's even putting out overpriced face masks. So, I mean, people are willing to pay for those things. You get what I'm saying? So, I'll say this. Maybe Ricky should have done just a pinch more research on what the Kar Jenners have done thus far before making a statement like that. Because I'm going to tell right now, I done donated, but let Hot Topic up talking about t-shirt collab, and we going to give you 20 G's to do it. Y'all ain't none of them coins, but y'all going to get this t-shirt collection. Like, you get what I'm saying? I think that Ricky should focus on Ricky.
Yeah, you know, Kimberly in the chat is also saying, to your point, how does he know they are not donating? That's a good point. They could be donating this money. They are allowed at the end of the day to do anything with the money they make. But I do hear his point on that. Donating money to charity is always great. So if they could donate that, they should, if they would like to do that. But it's really up to them, like you said. But let's get into our OMT story of the day, because we are cutting it close, but we have to talk about this because we always believe that we can't be surprised anymore since we follow the lives of celebrities every day. But the truth is, there's something crazy none of us could have predicted. This segment takes a moment to inform, celebrate, and marvel about our true, oh my God, I can't believe this happened story of the day. So let's get into it. So Real Housewives of Atlanta, Porsha Williams was arrested in Kentucky amidst a peaceful Breonna Taylor protest. So Porsha Williams, very brave, was willing to get arrested in the fight for justice in the case of Breonna Taylor. She went to Kentucky to participate in, should we say again, a peaceful protest. However, she was taken into custody outside of the Kentucky Attorney General's home in Louisville, who has yet to file charges against the officers, of course, in Breonna's case. Her fiance, Dennis McKinley, shared the arrest video that he took to his Instagram page, showing the ladies seated and wearing face masks for protection. And then you see right there Porsha being arrested, but around him, everyone is, you know, doing the safe thing. So Porsha's sister also posted this video with the caption saying, quote, "She has always been fearless. You mess with her people, you mess with her. She takes the case of hashtag Breonna Taylor personally, and she's sacrificing work, time with her loved ones, and her comfort to make sure the offenders are held accountable for their actions. This is her passion. This is her purpose. God, please protect them." So my question to you, Courtney, here's my first question. If it's a peaceful protest, why are people getting arrested in the first place? Did she do something that we haven't heard yet to possibly cause the arrest? T-Tribe, if you've heard anything, or Courtney, let me know, because I haven't at this point. It's only been reported that she was arrested. But how admirable is it for Porsha to risk getting arrested for this cause? I mean, it really takes bravery, showing everything else she has on the line. What do you think about this, Courtney?
I want to just start off by saying that I know it's not as publicized as it was a few weeks ago, but there are still peaceful protests happening all over the country, like all over the country every single day. Like it hasn't stopped. It's just people, the algorithms, the media, they've just stopped showing it to you guys. But please know, not saying that I'm glad that Porsha was arrested, but I'm glad that we have this story to remind people that there has not been justice for Breonna Taylor. There hasn't been in a lot of different instances. So just keep in mind that the movement has not stopped. Like yourself, Alex, I'm curious as to why Porsha was arrested, especially during a peaceful protest. Like, what was the point of that? You know what? All it does is shine light on the situation, and that it reminds all of us that there is still so much work to do. There's still so many petitions to sign. There's still so many charities and bail funds to give to when you're able to. And it's never a time to stop raising awareness. So shout out to Porsha and also Yandy from Love and Hip Hop that was arrested as well for using their platforms for good and standing up for what they believe is right.
Yes, I ditto, should I say, to everything you just mentioned. If anything, while unfortunately this happened to Porsha, at the end of the day, it shined light on an issue that is still going on, and the conversation and movement is still going. And that's what we can take from this OMT story of the day. But on that note, that is all we have for you today. It was a thick What Wesley Say Wednesday. all the days are overlapping at this point, but we will be back tomorrow, of course, same time, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, to spill all that tea for you. Of course, I'm Alex Schiffman. You can follow me on all my social media at Alex Schiffman. Courtney, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on social media as well as my own individual YouTube channel for the green chair at Courtney Revolution. Just take that and type it in up there.
And make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, do all the things, and we will be back tomorrow for Thick Thursday to give you all the tea that you need to know. All right, guys, that's it. And Courtney, why don't you take us out, because it's time to wash our hands a little bit.
Alrighty, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And now it's time for you to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash. Scrub your hands. Scrub.